Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast. This is Thursday Tier Talk with myself and Dazzler. How are you, Darren?
I'm all right, Niall. I'm all right, Niall Flower. How are you?
Not too bad at all set for Christmas.
Getting there, pal. Getting there, day by day.
As said as you can be.
This is it. I have the important people sorted. That's the most important thing, right?
That's it. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, this is the Thursday Tier Talk. We're going to be doing a Premier League preview. Of course, it's already started tonight. We will keep you abreast of what's going on.
Were you watching any of it?
Palace. I did. I just saying Brighton trying to play out from the back and making an absolute hames of it.
Wow.
Jordan Ayew with a header at the back stick. Elise with a lovely delivery in. And what thinking by Will Hughes, who didn't actually smack one, played it out lovely to Elise as well.
Gave it back to Elise. Really clever. It was a nice little touch. Yeah. Elise put a great ball in, by the way, as well.
He did.
But why is the keeper trying to drag back there? Like, why do you need to do something like that?
They all want to be Allison, but they can't.
There's no necessity to try a little drag back and be clever inside your 6-yard box to cough it up like.
I think Brighton have been caught a few times like that, haven't they, this season, playing out from the back? It just hasn't worked.
The boy, Verbruggen, actually has been caught out 3 times now by my count. And he's not a bad goalkeeper at all. He's a good shot stopper. He does lots of good things, but he's creating problems for himself. Goalkeepers have enough problems. You don't need to be creating them for yourself. Like, there's enough people trying to create problems for goalkeepers, right?
What about our boy Jason Steele sitting on the bench the last 3 games? What do you make of that?
Yeah. Well,
we were big up on him, weren't we?
There was and this is what happens. Like, there was a big investment in the summer in this keeper. You know, they spent like 15 to 18 million quid, so they were never going to keep Steele on the bench. I think the issue, and it's happened at Arsenal as well, is this chopping and changing of goalkeepers doesn't work out very well. It doesn't work out very well at all, unless, you know, everybody knows the rules before we kick off, i.e. you have a cup keeper and you have a league keeper. And they're the rules and we stick to it and everyone's happy, let's run. Because don't forget, some keepers need game time as well in case anything happens to the goalkeeper. They need to be of match sharpness and readiness, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, let's get into it anyway. We get into the chat first. Morris is there. How are you, Morris? More set than me anyway, missing the deadline. Absolutely, not a bother at all. Morris is talking about the fantasy. We do the show, so the show will be up later. Yeah, I totally forgot about as well, and I knew it was on. Baz is in. I was talking to Baz earlier. How are you, Baz? Hope you're well, my friend. Of course you're.
Good to see you, Baz.
Morris is in. The Zerbi and Ange. Who's the biggest fraud? There we go.
He's got his wooden spoon out already, hasn't he?
Oh, I tell you, clattering it. And Eno's
when they talk about GP, huh?
And Eno says the Iron Claw is now streaming on all stream services. Happy days. I want to catch that. I want to watch that. I want to do a review of it. Just to let you know, Darren, obviously you haven't caught Pro Wrestling Weekly that we did yesterday as well. Sorry, we did on Tuesday because I had the Liverpool game. But next week we're doing a show on Wednesday where I've asked people to send in their top 5 pieces in their collection, pictures of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a feature show next week, just a bit of fun, because there's not a whole lot going on in wrestling. So anyone who sends in their
I know. What time are we talking about? We do 9 o'clock?
It's normally 8 o'clock, but we can shift it an hour if we had to. It's not
if you can shift it to 9, I can be there.
Perfect.
No, the only reason I'm saying that is we family over that day. We family over the 26th and the 22nd, 2 separate families. Yeah, so if we can clear the thing, I will be available, my friend.
Yeah, no, we'll do that and have a bit of crack. I knew you'd like to be on it.
I might even debut something new. I might even show off something new. It's sitting in front of me in the box.
Well, keep it for it, because we do.
No one would know what it was by me showing the box, because there's not a whole lot on it. But the box itself it's ridiculous. It's like a coffin. That's how big the box is.
Oh, so you've shown me this, have you?
I have shown you this.
Okay, absolutely. That is. There won't be too many people on the show next week that will top that piece.
No. There won't be anybody.
And this is coming from a guy who has a few nice pieces, of course.
Yeah. But, this is real gravy. Yeah. But where I'm going to put it, I don't know. I have a little. The idea is when the Santa toys come out of the attic, I'm going to put this into it. Because I'll have space then.
Okay. But then you'll have to take it back out for the show.
This is true.
So
this is very true.
Dilemmas all the time. Aces within the Super League, the bag of money raised its head again today. We will talk about the Super League a little bit later as well. Morris is talking about Booker is sound. Tony loves the fights. Check out Morris's podcast at the moment. He has Ahmed Johnson on. If you're a wrestling fan, Ahmed Johnson has been on the show, and him and Booker have been going at it. And Booker on his show this week was talking about the little old Cheapy Productions podcast. So there you go, Morris. Good stuff. I love it. Love it. Stephen's in. I'm trying to forget about yesterday, but I can't. We were shite. You were shite, and we were world class. That's all that can be said really about that. There's nothing else we could say about it, Stephen. Stephen, you can talk about CM Punk or whatever you want tonight. We're all good.
Where he is that good, or were West Ham that bad?
We scored some really good goals, in fairness.
I did, and I'm not poking at him because I didn't see them, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, check out the goals. They're really good. Like Curtis Jones will have impressed you. Curtis Jones' second goal. His first goal was a lovely one from a tight angle. So Bozzoloi was one of those 22 yarders that he hits for Hungary.
I seen two of them on Sky Sports on the app or something. I seen two. I seen Szoboszlai with the little quiver going into the kind of bottom corner, little dipper. And I seen the Gakpo pull it back to the near post. Yeah. Took it well. I seen those two. They were the only two I seen. Took them very well, in fairness.
Listen, all of the goals were quality, in fairness. Doug is in. Hello, Niall and Dazzler. How are you, Doug? Doug, happy Christmas to you, my friend, by the way. And of course, the first year with the baby as well for Doug
Doug's
as well.
Support?
Really special. Doug's a Liverpool man.
Not Maury is Niall. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. They're all in there. They're all gathering around you. Joanne is in. Joanne, happy Christmas to you as well.
Hey, Joanne.
How are you? Hope you're good. Stephen, go on, show the box. He can't. You'll have to wait till Wednesday, because if you show the box, we won't have any Thursday tier talk. We'll just spend the next hour talking about the box.
It'll take me an hour to get it out of the box.
Stephen, you won't be disappointed. Merry Christmas to you both and all in the chat. Absolutely, Joanne. Have a great one. Jack is in. Evening, Niall and Dazzler. Hope you're both well, lads. And Merry Christmas.
How are you, pal?
Jack. Absolutely.
Jack,
Niall, Christmas live stream special tomorrow.
I have a question for Jack. Jack, go on. What is on the Santa list, pal? What have you asked for?
You'll be impressed.
Will I?
You will, yeah.
You already know this.
Yeah, no, he told me already, so I won't give it away. But it's decent. Tell you, I was half tempted to get one myself actually when he told me about it.
Okay,
so really good. Yeah, Jack, I am going to try and do something. What I'll do is I'm going to do a preview for the Arsenal game. I'm going to convince my friend off Cheapy Productions podcast there to join me for an Arsenal preview. And what we'll do is we'll talk about Christmas stuff. We'll talk about everything, whatever you want to talk about. Free for all tomorrow night. Bit of crack. Why are the Santa toys in the attic? He isn't there until Sunday night. Shh. F the Super League. F the Super League. Is it the WWF hockey table? No.
It's not.
No. This is top, Stephen. Gonna slowly come back into YouTube at some point too, Noel. Absolutely, Doug. Can't wait for you to be back, man. Actually missing some of those cool shows you normally do and stuff, and also.
It's not easy though, Doug. If you've got a new baby in the house, you know what I mean. Finding time to scratch yourself is difficult, let alone to stream and do podcasts and stuff. So you get everything sorted back at the ranch first, and we'll all be waiting when you're back, Dougie. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Top lad, top lad. Booker T. And the first Christmas with a baby is awesome. Isn't it? It's just I lay out, Doug. I lay out just spoiling the baby. You're dressing them up in every different Christmas baby grow and all that kind of stuff. And I can shout out straight away. I know you have baby's first Christmas bauble on the tree. And I remember those days, Darren. Do you remember those days?
I remember those days. They're a little while ago now.
He says Booker T hates Ahmed Johnson for Harlem E2000. He does. You've been watching the podcast. You've been over moonlighting on Cheap Heat, have you, Acers? Stephen, we never turned up. Shite back line. If I ever see Ogbonna in my team again, I swear to God.
Do you know who? And I'm going to give a little shout out here. I've watched West Ham a little bit recently, and they haven't necessarily been in great form. But there is a player who's really, really impressed me. So I'm going to give Stephen one shot at it to tell me which player has really, really impressed me. One chance, Stevie, yeah? And if you can pick it out, I'll let you know. If not, I'll open Pandora's box and I'll tell you who it was, yeah?
Darren, are you going to see Ole in the Helix?
No, Morris. Absolutely not.
Stephen, there's a life-size gobbledygooker.
It's not, but I do have the gobbledygooker Ultimate Edition pack with the Undertaker. I do have that, Stephen. I do.
There you go. He was only talking about it the other day, Stephen. I told him I couldn't go. I told him I couldn't go there.
The gobbledygooker.
Couldn't go there on that one. Christmas Eve box time on Sunday. Absolutely, Chris.
God, you haven't told me what you've asked for yet, Jack. What have you asked for? What did you ask Santa for?
It's probably further down. I'm bursting through the comments here because you're asking, and there's loads of comments coming in. I'm DJing tomorrow night. Well, you're DJing live on my podcast. Then.
Where are you DJing?
He's in Fibbers. He's doing the new metal night. New metal night tomorrow.
Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew's in. Big up, Andrew. Evening, Niall and Daz. Happy Christmas, lads. Happy Christmas to you, pal.
Hey, Andrew. Merry Christmas, pal.
Andrew's a huge Randy Orton fan. Huge.
Nice.
Happy for the two. Booker, Huffman and Tony Norris. Can we all get along? Solve this over a pint of Guinness. Don't know about that. Jack, On Clouds shoes, 200. Monterex, don't know. If you know that clothing brand, popular in Liverpool, and a punch and box Bluetooth machine. You know the boxing machine you put in the wall and it lights up and you have to follow the lights?
Yeah. They're more pads rather than... Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hit as they light up and follow the pattern and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what he's getting, which is really, really cool. Really
Very
cool.
good, Jack. Good man.
And more probably, bro. What about you? What are you getting for Christmas, Darren? What did you ask for?
What I can tell you, Jack, is both my boys got On Clouds for Christmas. Both my boys. Brody he's only the small guy, he got a pair, and Andrew's getting a pair as well. So the two lads are getting On Clouds, so very good. I like that. And the Monterex, I was actually looking at it today in JD, buddy. Would you believe it's not really my kind of gear, only because I'm a little bit older than you, Jack, and I'm also a little bit bigger. And it didn't look like it was going to stretch to my size, if you know what I'm talking about. I'd be going for a decent exposure walking down Henry Street with a pair of budgie smugglers on. Excuse me, sir, why those tracksuit bottoms up your calves?
there's only so many X's you can go to in slim fit before we just look ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Are they those tracksuit bottoms that look like Hitler's trousers? Are they? Remember Hitler's trousers?
I do. They're not quite. Yeah, they're not a million miles away though. And a lot of them seem to be woven, and woven stuff is even tighter because there's no giving it. No give at all.
No good to us.
No good to us, man.
No
Jesus. Good. If it hasn't got a good bit of stretch in it, we've no interest in it. Just tell them that, will you?
That's the kind of material that makes guys like me and you infertile. By wearing stuff that high. You have to be so careful. I remember watching Nitro when Ahmed Johnson debuted Eric Bishop by signing that loser. Kudos, yeah. Kudos is...
It's not Kudos. Kudos has been very good, but it's not Kudos, Stephen, and I'm going to tell you who it is. It's the boy, I'm hoping I don't butcher his name here. It's the boy Agard at the back, the Moroccan lad. He plays centre-back. Naif Agard, I think his name is. I think that's how you pronounce it. He is a very, very, very tidy centre-back. I think West Ham signed him in the summer from one of the French clubs, but he is really, really good, I have to say. Won't be long before some of the bigger clubs are sniffing around, methinks.
Joanne wants a new manager off Santa. That's what she asked for. Interesting. We shall see. We'll try and grant that wish for you on Saturday.
Joanne, an Arsenal fan?
She is an Arsenal fan.
What?
They're not happy.
Is it not like the only decent thing about your club, the manager? Like, Jesus Christ. My God, Joanne.
Joanne, don't get him started this week on Arsenal. I took the brunt of it since last week from all those Arsenal fans. Anyway, just to keep you updated, 58 minutes gone, still 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Jordan Ayew on
to Crystal Palace.
Sorry, Crystal Palace.
Let's be honest. Christmas Palace is a much better name than Crystal Palace.
Christmas Palace are 1-0 up at the moment against Brighton. There you go. Right, let's start then. We'll skip that one. Aston Villa versus Sheffield.
Sorry, how do you know you're in real trouble as a football team?
I don't know. Go on.
You bring Danny Welbeck off the bench. Fucking hell.
I don't know. He hasn't been too bad from the bench at times. Hasn't been too bad.
I just need to look at this. So he's got the boy Ferguson on the bench, right?
I think did Ferguson not come on at half time?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. No, I thought they said he came on at half time.
He's got Ferguson on the bench, right? Who plays as your out and out 9, and he's got João Pedro playing at 9, who could drop into the position who he's just made the change for. So why not have Ferguson and Pedro? Danny Welbeck, of course, now he's going to either score or assist, is as well past it as me fucking mother-in-law.
There you go. Right, Villa versus Sheffield United.
Villa, boy loads. It'll be open. It'll be open because listen, we have to. I know you watched Sheffield United recently because you guys had them and you weren't very impressed by them, but they look a better side already under Wilder. They're just more adventurous. They look like they can score goals. They're not going to stay in the league not scoring goals. You're going to lose by the odd goal like they've done for most of the season, but you're still going to get relegated. Goals win you games. Let's not forget that. And Sheffield United need goals in order to stay in this league. Aston Villa have been outstanding form, like just outstanding, really have.
Especially at home.
Under Unai Emery, I think they're the best team in the league at home, if I'm right, am I?
Yeah.
They're just
Absolutely.
phenomenal. Statistically, anyway. I think he's doing a fabulous job there. I just seen him earlier on Sky, and he was obviously talking about that the owners have said that there's money available if he can find something in the market that could help the squad and stuff like that in the push. So obviously they've got Europa after Christmas as well. They've got FA Cup. They're now, if they win their game at the weekend against Sheffield United, which in all likelihood we think they will, they're top of the league. Tomorrow night, sorry. They're top of the league. That is phenomenal. Aston Villa, top of the league at Christmas, possibly.
And not top of the league by fluke. Top of the league on merit.
And top of the league in possibly the most competitive Premier League in a number of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Morris is in. I took out a mortgage to buy Arsenal tickets next Christmas from Champion Travel. I failed at Morris as well. Once your team is any way successful at all, prices hit rocket.
I just can't fathom, because Morris and myself talk about this quite a lot. I just can't fathom how anyone would pay 400 or 500 quids to see Arsenal play football. And I don't mean that against Arsenal. I just mean, why would anyone pay that amount of money to see a Premier League game? It's baffling. It really is. And listen, don't get me wrong. I get, I'm a big fan. I obviously have my season tickets and stuff like that, and it's much easier for me because I buy a season ticket. I get them in blocks, and stuff like that's easier. But to pay that money is just obscene. It really is. That for me is the big issue with clubs and fans being detached from each other. If you can't afford to go and see your team play football, there's a problem with your team, not with you. Do you know what I mean? That's everything that's wrong with football. I have to be honest now.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they were looking the other day. They were charging 400 or 500 quid for the Carabao Cup game. It's crazy.
Now, was there any travel involved or anything?
No, they normally do. What they do is they either do a ticket with travel or they do a ticket with hotel. They do the three as well, but not very often. But it's unbelievable. You're talking 600-700 quid when you look at these packages. I get emails in from Marathon as well all the time, and they're absolute shysters. Not
having it at all.
Unbelievable. Anyway, West Ham versus Man United.
I didn't give you a score on Villa. I'm going to go Villa 3-1.
Perfect. West Ham
and Man United. Acer's trying to wind me up as usual. West Ham, easy money. Quite possibly. Listen, we're still struggling at the minute. We're going to have a couple of bodies back in the door for the West Ham game, but probably not enough to make a huge difference, I would say. If I can get out with some sort of a win here, I'll be really, really happy. But I don't necessarily see it. I think this could be a 1-1 draw, and we have to be back to the wall to try and get out now of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd expect a response from West Ham after last night. Anyway,
100%. 100%.
Being at home as well.
And we don't travel well to West Ham. We never have. Yeah. It's one of those grounds we go to and we struggle at, Yeah,
it's an interesting time for United at the moment, isn't it? It's the talk at the moment of so many players potentially exiting the building and all this kind of thing. It must be very difficult for the manager to put something together there and try and motivate them. You see Varane going back in there was excellent against us. But then, you know, all this talk coming out that Casemiro might have a deal with Saudi Arabia, and they're talking about ripping up Jadon Sancho's contract, and so much stuff going on there at the moment, turmoil in the background and stuff. So it's a wonder. I look at the amount of news that comes out at times. It's a wonder that that man gets a team to a pitch even at times, to be honest, with the stupidity and nonsense that's going on. Yeah, West Ham. Yeah, you're going for what, score? Low score draw?
I think 1-1. If I'm lucky, I think United might nick a 2-1, but I think a low score draw is probably a little more believable.
Fulham versus Burnley.
Yeah, like Fulham obviously have been on a decent run of form at the minute. Couple of great wins and stuff like that. Obviously, they'd have a much more difficult day than they thought they were going to have against Newcastle. I don't think the sending off helped at all. You know, but back to winning ways against a good Everton side during the week. It was a good penalty shootout, and it was good from Fulham to get through. They did really, really well. So I think this is Fulham again, Robbie, getting back to winning ways. And I think Marco Silva really has a stamp on the team. I still think they're a bit short. They're a bit light in places. You know, like they're still missing a striker. They still haven't replaced Mitrovic. And I know, obviously, Jimenez has come in, and he's in the last couple of games he looked good until the sending off and stuff like that. But he just doesn't convince me all the time. You know, really doesn't. I think you need somebody to really go and lead the line, and I just don't think he's that player for them at the minute. And they've got a lot of good stuff going on around the pitch, other than in that one position. And we know it's so important. If you don't score goals, you struggle to win games. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I looked at Fulham there as well. And the funny thing, looking at the penalty shootout the other night, of all the players to miss a penalty, Bobby Reid. I wasn't expecting that now of all the players, you know. But they did well actually, because Everton had 2 chances to put them away out of that penalty.
That's right.
And they blew it, you know. I wasn't expecting the boy Onana either. Like, it was like mad. And then the other one, the Newcastle one as well, was crazy as well. Kieran Trippier. Jesus. Mad.
I came in and the penalty shootout was just starting. And as we looked at the TV, Rosanna was watching at me. I think I told you she's kind of getting into it a little bit more and more. And Trippier was taking the penalty, and I says, he's going back this way, you know, to pull it against himself, which he did, but he pulled it straight past the post. And as Matt Ritchie stood up, I said, if anyone's going to miss, this guy's a candidate. I said, because he generally doesn't play week to week. I said, he's probably a guy that's devoid of a little bit of confidence, and this won't be easy for him. Walks up, miss, and misses, just turned around. She was like, wow, Dazzler, that was impressive. You know, I was like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was shocked. I was shocked that he put Kieran in even for a penalty after the mistake.
I thought that. You know, I thought that too.
A lot of questions about Eddie Howe at the moment coming out of the Newcastle fan base at the moment as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Stephen reckons, Darren, you're going to lose 4-0 at the weekend. Stephen's a Hammers fan, of course.
He sure is. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen, Stephen. But listen, the way we are at the minute, we're such a Jekyll and Hyde team. It could be. You just never know.
Nice. Make sure you check out Jack's channel, folks, as well. He started rating club kits for the season. Nice.
Jack, do me one favour, Jack, because I believe that's a really good idea, Jack.
We do it every year, don't we?
We do it at the start of the year. I love that. But just stick to real football teams. Don't fuck around with Celtic. Like,
I was waiting for you to say south of the border.
No. Just stick to real football teams. Don't fuck around with Celtic. They're minor leagues. That's like us having a wrestling show and talking about AEW. Just don't do it, Jack, will you? Fucking
sometimes has to be done.
No, nobody needs to talk about that shit.
I can't understand the ticket prices because we haven't won anything.
100%.
Yeah, and John's in. Big up, John. How are you, my friend? Heading over to the game in January. Nice. I like that.
Which game are you going to, John?
It's the FA Cup, isn't it? Didn't we draw Arsenal in the FA Cup?
Did you draw Arsenal in the FA Cup?
I think we drew Arsenal in the FA Cup, didn't we?
And FA Cup games are much easier games to get tickets to, right?
Dude, am I right in thinking and then we play Arsenal again in February, I think, in the league.
So you've got them in December, January, and February.
And did you see those shysters again in the Premier League? Another 12:30 kick-offers against Brentford rearranged. Another 12:30 kick. They did. In February, another rearranged game. They're bastards.
Would you say would you say Marcus Buckland is going to put something on a social tonight and just go, daga daga da, and the glasses are going to pop on and all and be like, check me out, Jurgen, you salty German sea dog.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
John, give us your prediction. Give us your prediction for Saturday, pal. Let us know what you think.
I'm gonna 700 quid to see.
Or actually, John, hit me up if you're available. If you're available tomorrow evening, if you're not busy, John, around 8 o'clock, we could get you on and we could have a chat about Liverpool versus Arsenal if you fancy it, my friend. If you're available, Porto game
700 leads.
700.
Not a chance. Oh,
you're nearly getting the cost. The cost of a game is nearly half the cost of a season ticket.
But that's all. That's more than what I pay for one of my season tickets.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I think what's season ticket at Arsenal now? It's about 1,500 quid, I think. It's somewhere between 12 and 1,500, I think.
I pay 590 sterling. Hang on, let me just check that. I think I pay 590 in sterling. Let me see.
They give you a program and a drink for 550. What's the drink? Is it a full bottle of Moe or something?
I pay 590 for one season ticket. Now that's sterling. So at the rate at the minute, it's about €700. Yeah.
You must have bought that ticket just before Ferguson was getting fired.
For €700,
I get, was it?
For €700, I get 19 home league games.
Jeez.
And they want 700 to go see Porto. Let me think about that. Get fucked.
Absolutely.
100%. Jesus Christ.
Did you give me a score? Did you give me a score for Fulham or Burnley?
Fulham 2-1.
2-1. Oh, okay. Luton versus Newcastle.
Looking forward to this. Yeah, looking forward to this. Luton have been so good at home against the bigger teams.
Did this game feature in your bets at all for later?
Don't think it did, actually. No, hang on. Let me just... It didn't feature at all. And I did 3 bets this week. And it didn't feature in any of them.
Losing the run of yourself here.
I know. I don't think this is going to be easy for Newcastle. I think Newcastle could drop points here. Luton have been very, very good at home. Listen, they're going to be galvanised by the good news about Tom Lockyer. Obviously, you know, he's been fitted with the defibrillator and he's out of hospital and stuff like that. And this is going to be huge for Luton. And I think they'll look to bounce back after, pardon the pun, the deflation of last weekend. Because it was a really tough day for them. And my heart went out.
Darren. Do you remember that feeling? The last day of school before the holidays?
I felt like it yesterday. I had the last day of work yesterday. And I really, I was finishing at 8:30, and by 6 o'clock I was really getting in the old Christmas spirit, you know. I was bouncing around the place like a Jack Russell with 2 meatballs, and you know.
Driving along the car with the selection box on the passengers open.
You know, people say never judge a book by its cover. Well, obviously, the children who come to get lessons off Darren judge a book by its cover. They must look at me and say, he's a fat bloke, he'll like chocolate. You couldn't imagine the amount of chocolate I've gotten in the last 10 days, from like last Monday till this Wednesday. Because obviously the last days, every time somebody has a last lesson, just bringing in more and more chocolates, and I'm like, Jesus, lads, I'll never get through this. Never. And if I do, I'll be rolled in here in January. But
the one thing we're proud of is we do get through it. You'd be letting me down if you didn't.
I'm not a big chocolate eater. I'm a savoury kind of guy. I'm not a big sweet guy at all, I have to be honest with you.
Salted caramel.
But you've seen me in action. I'm not, for a guy my size, I don't eat that much.
I wouldn't say you don't eat that much. I'd say you don't eat that often.
I don't eat that often. Yeah. Okay.
I describe it more like that.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
The woven tracky bottoms don't lie.
No, well, listen. They absolutely don't.
Just
1-1 Luton and Newcastle.
excellent. Man City versus Brentford, of course, is postponed because Man City are playing tomorrow night in the final of the World Club Cup.
They're in the final. Did they have a semi-final, or did you just get them straight into it?
No, I think they just play, isn't there? Isn't there 4 teams they play and the 2 winners then play for it, isn't it? And then there's a.
And have they played already?
Yeah, they played the other day, yeah, and they won. They played against, I can't remember who it was, something Diamond
Ragball Rovers.
Like yeah,
and did they, what score did they win?
I think they won 3-0. I think they won 3-0 or something like that.
I didn't see a bar of it.
But tomorrow night's game will be good. I think it's kicking off at 6. I think the third place playoff is kicking off at 4 or something like that. But they're playing against Fluminense, is it? Where the boy Andre is. You know the boy Andre that a lot of people are interested in? So they're playing against
3,000.
That should be a good game. Yeah, Andre, yeah.
They ain't going to be playing on my TV at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We know that. I will be otherwise engaged at that stage.
You might want a break to be able to go out and watch it.
No.
Couple of cold points of
it'll be dinner time at that stage.
Oh yes.
6 o'clock. I'll be sitting down using my expandable waistband to try and just, stretchy pants. I love stretchy pants. Woo!
Right, so let's get into the others. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. And we are going to be chatting about Nottingham Forest.
Is Nuno in yet? Or is he out yet? Or is he...
He is in.
He's signed on the dotted line? Or is it still just in the process?
No, he's in. As far as now, he was appointed. He's in.
Okay.
What did you... Tell me this, before you get into the match, what did you make of the change?
I could see it coming, if I'm honest. I could see it coming. I just think, in a results-based business, although we're huge fans of Cooper, we are really huge fans of Cooper. We like the way he did things and stuff like that, but it's a results-based business, and with what Forest have outlaid on players over the last kind of 18 months, they shouldn't be struggling as much as they are. And I think if you feel like you have players at the club that somebody can get better from, then you've got to look at the manager. And I think that's just where it came to in the end.
I looked at the change the other day and we had a conversation. Remember when Sheffield, I think we were on an episode when Sheffield United made the Wilder change.
Yeah.
Not the recent one. Remember the original one, and then they got relegated.
Yes.
And this kind of feels like this to me. I'm not sure whether Nuno is the fit for Nottingham Forest.
So we haven't talked about this. I don't know whether the guys in the chat won't know. We've barely spoken this week. Just I've been flat to the mat, and you have too, and we've been really, really busy and stuff. But when this was announced, so the first thing I thought was not sure about that. I thought not sure about Nuno at Forest. And then I kind of let it sit for a little while. And I said, do you know what? I took a look. And I took a look at Wolves and Forest. 2 clubs from the Midlands. Yeah?
Yeah.
2 shit pitches. Yeah? 2 huge fan bases. 2 great atmospheres. Right? 2 sleeping giants, so to say. They're not too dissimilar. Got to be honest. And I just think after I let the dust settle a little bit, I thought, you know what? That might work. He needs to make Forest more competitive. And if you listen, we all know teams go out to win football matches. The problem is with Forest, games seem to be over too soon for them. They're 2-0 down very quickly. They're 3-0 down. And it's very hard to come back from that constantly. So they need to tighten up. We know one of the huge things Nuno was able to do while at Wolves was make them really, really solid from the back out. That's what Forest need. Forest, I feel, have enough players at the upper end of the pitch. The likes of Gibbs White, Elanga, the boy, Awoniyi. There's a lot of talent there. If they can get everyone on the pitch fit, but they have to start keeping clean sheets. And I think Nuno could do that for them. I really do. With what's at his disposal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just found it. I found it. I suppose you're picking parallels there with Wolves and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
it
and
was
rightly so. But
because initially I felt like you. I felt, oh, Nuno what's at Forest. I said, I don't like that. I said I don't
yeah,
like it, and I really didn't like it at all. And then the more it kind of sat with me, I thought, well, hold on a minute here. Like, he didn't go well at Spurs. Spurs are the complete opposite of Forest and Wolves. He did go well at Wolves. Therefore, looking at, you know what I mean? I thought, this could work. This could
yeah,
work. He may like to be a little bit of a bigger fish in a small pond. Because we know when he went to be the big fish, or the small fish in the big pond at Spurs, it didn't work for him.
yeah. He went out to
So,
Saudi as well, didn't he? And that didn't work out for him, didn't he?
went out to Saudi and bumped heads quite a bit with Karim Benzema, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was a number of issues with Benzema, now who we know, by the way, isn't the easiest guy in the world to get on with. We know this.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't judge anybody on what they did in Saudi, if I'm brutally honest. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I just wouldn't go to judge them. I think it's, it's a fairy tale league. It's, you don't know what you're going to get in it.
Yeah, look, if Karim Benzema coming in there from Real Madrid, where he's being managed by Ancelotti and every other top manager from around the world,
and where
and
he's played,
there,
he's played with Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Ronaldo, Vinny Jr., and now he's looking around going.
And as you know as well, you might have been sold you've been sold the Disneyland of football, and then when you arrive there, it might not be what you thought it was going to be. So then you don't settle.
You
realise
so it's the Thunderland of football.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. In some cases, definitely, yeah, absolutely. But the wedge in the bag is still good. But I mean, he's not
absolutely.
Yeah. So what are you going here, Forest and Bournemouth?
Yeah, I'm gonna say if Nuno's had enough time with them, I think Forest will get something out of this. I think they'd be a lot meaner. I think it'd be much more dogged, resilient performance. And I'm gonna go Forest and Bournemouth to draw. I'm gonna go 1-1 here.
Interesting. I'd be going for a Bournemouth win there. I think Bournemouth are starting to really find football.
It's some of their play has been very, very good.
And all, yeah.
Yeah, very, very good play there now, I have to say, from Bournemouth.
Stevens in there. Season ticket at West Ham is £300. There you go, Morris. Just buy a season ticket for West Ham and go to the Arsenal game.
But don't forget, if you're going to go to West Ham, you also need a stab vest, and that's going to cost you about 150. So you're in at about 450 after that, then, Stephen.
You could get one of those Roman Reigns vests from the Shield.
You'll need more than that, because West Ham is a rough place. Very rough place.
Is anyone doing the 12 pubs?
I'm not doing the 12 clubs of Stratford anyway, put it that way.
No, absolutely not.
Which isn't too far from West Ham. Stephen will know what I'm talking about.
We've just had a goal for Brighton, folks, in the 82nd minute. And who scored? Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck. There you go. Goal for Danny Welbeck. And Brighton now, 8 minutes to go, find a winner. And if they find a winner, I think they move up to the dizzy heights of 6th or 7th in the league, I think.
Brighton do they?
Yeah.
Really?
This league is becoming amazing. Tottenham versus Everton.
They'll go to 7th if they get a winner.
6th or 7th. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, but they'll only be behind Newcastle on goal difference, isn't it? Is that right?
No, they'll be a point behind Newcastle.
A point behind Newcastle?
Sorry, you're right.
Level on points. Goal difference.
They would be level on points. It would be goal difference. Yeah, sorry. The table hadn't actually updated.
Which is very impressive for a Brighton side that haven't been playing well.
No, what I mean, I think Morris even called De Zerbi a fraud there a couple of minutes ago.
In there somewhere, all right. Now listen, there's still 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, are VAR going to check this or anything? Because I have a Crystal Palace player in my team, and I was hoping to get maybe 6 or 8 points off him, but it's not going to work.
Playing away. This is all good. 1-1, 83, 84 minutes or whatever it is.
Sugar plums.
There you go. So Tottenham versus Everton.
Looking forward to this. This particular game features in my bets, I can tell you. Couple of times.
And mine.
Couple of times.
I had to bite my lip today on this one doing this bet. Just saying.
Oh.
And you know, by me saying that, you know what I'm talking about. But
this is going to be interesting though. Listen, I think Spurs will do it. But I think it's going to be a good game. If it had been the opposite fixture, and we had been at Goodison, I would have fancied Everton for this. But I think Spurs have started to get things rolling at that Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think they really, really have. And I'm going for Spurs here. I think they've got goals in them, Spurs. Everton have been very, very good at the back. The boy Jared Braithwaite been phenomenal at the back of that, in the centre-back division there next to Tarkovsky. But I just think Spurs are going to have a little bit too much. And I'm going for Spurs 2-1.
You know what I'm going to say about this game? I think this game is a model for a couple of red cards. I've been looking at Spurs recently now, and they've been getting away with it. They've been quite filthy
You're not
play.
You're not a big Spurs fan at the minute, Niall, are you?
It's not even that. I think you could see some even on the Everton side as well, because these typically are two, from what I've seen this season, especially Spurs. Like if you look at Spurs the other night playing, who were they playing against? Was it Chelsea? No.
Spurs
were playing against someone and there was no VAR, was it?
Spurs? Oh, that was the Carabao Cup, was it?
Yeah. Spurs. It wasn't Chelsea they were playing, was it?
No, that was Newcastle. It was Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yeah. Well, whoever
Spurs weren't in the cup. Spurs weren't in it.
Well, whatever game there would have been VAR, but they got away with it. But Romero could have seen red. Basuma got red, didn't he? And there was one other one as well. Very, very, just filthy play. I don't know what your man Romero's on, thinking he gets away with this stuff. He's absolutely filthy on the follow through.
Spurs' last game was away at Forest and they won 2-0.
Yeah.
Basuma got a red card. Yeah. And Davis, Sarr, Son, and Adogi all got cards as well.
And I tell you, see Romero could have got his walking papers big time for one of the challenges as well. It was a filthy, filthy game.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your opinion on meanies, Darren?
The crisps?
Must be, yeah.
Oh my God, what a crisp. You cannot beat a good bag of mega meanies, especially the share bag.
I can't eat them.
What?
I can't eat them. They destroy my teeth. My teeth. Yeah. They just stick. I don't know what it is about them. They just stick all over my teeth and down in my teeth and stuff like that and all. And I absolutely hate that feeling. For me to eat a bag of meanies, I'd be up here scrubbing the teeth out myself 20 minutes later. Nightmare. Can't stand it.
That's a struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Can't beat a packet of Kyo's crisps. That cider and salt.
Apple cider and vinegar.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Liverpool versus Arsenal.
Big game, this.
Massive.
Big game, GIF. And actually, again, we didn't, as I mentioned earlier, we haven't spoken very often this week. It's probably the least we've spoken in 6 months, maybe longer.
Since we got married.
Just been so busy, the pair of us, but you told me tonight as we came on that there was some disgruntled Arsenal fans that were looking for me on Monday night when I wasn't here. Well, I didn't know that when I was putting my bets together. And I'm actually tipping Arsenal for this. I'm actually tipping Arsenal for this. And the reason I'm tipping Arsenal is I know in the chat for quite a few weeks, yourself and Dean have been talking about how poor Liverpool have been at times. Obviously, I watched them. I watched them in the United game. I thought they were poor. They should have really put us to bed. And Dean's been saying for weeks, when a decent team comes to town, we could be in trouble. And I think that's going to be that week. I think this is going to be that week. Now, that comes on the back of me saying, I don't fear Arsenal. So, you know what I mean? I just get this little sneaking feeling that Arsenal are going to come here and really have a go. And I think Liverpool at times can be a little bit too open. Arsenal are going to bring that high energy. And, I'm going Arsenal in this.
But Arsenal are going to be a little bit open as well.
I don't know if they're as open as you guys.
No, probably not
No,
as open as
because
us.
I think they've got something that you would love, a Declan Rice.
But when you talk about us being open, we have the joint best defensive record in the Premier League this season.
I think that's because you've got the best goalkeeper in the league.
But the best goalkeeper in the league would be between the sticks on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's very hard to do that continuously. I think it's very hard.
He does.
He does, and listen, I think he's
fairness.
phenomenal. He really does. He's been phenomenal. But I don't know. I just get the feeling. Arsenal are going to do this. I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1, which is going to upset a few Liverpool fans this week. And I didn't know it upset the Arsenal fans last week, so there you go. I've leveled the playing field a little bit.
Morris, you need to jump into the chat here. I said to Morris earlier, I predicted this earlier, that on the backlash of last week's comments, that Darren would go for an Arsenal win tonight. I was talking to Morris about 2 hours ago, and I said, Morris, watch, he'll come on tonight, and he's going to go for an Arsenal win.
But I didn't know about the Arsenal backlash.
No, I know that, but I'm saying you knew that you were throwing Arsenal under the bus last week. So this week you probably wanted to balance out a bit.
No, it wasn't that at all. Listen, for me, it was just, and I still don't, listen, I still follow on my comments. I still don't think Arsenal are, one of the big clubs, and I still don't fear Arsenal.
We're going to get another week of it.
No, let them go. Let them play their bleeding violins. There's nothing to be feared about Arsenal. But I just think you guys, at the minute, are getting away with a little bit, is all I would say. I think you're getting away with a little bit. That's all.
Some people would say the league table doesn't lie.
You're not one of them people, though.
No. I'm not. You know how I feel. I've done the last 4 or 5. Yeah. My last 4 or 5 previews have been points over performance. That's how I've defined it. Yeah. That's how it's been. So.
Well, we spoke about it last season quite a bit, where you called us Moments FC. And Liverpool have kind of turned into that a little bit, where it's been a moment that's gotten them out of a game rather than a good performance. Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been a number of decent performances. Like last night was very impressive, I think. But now again, I'm not expecting the level that West Ham played at yesterday, anything like Arsenal at the weekend. But no, there's been a few in there and stuff like that. Like, it hasn't been just that. There's been a mix and stuff like that and also. But listen, this will be an acid test on title credentials and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting. The funny thing about this is we could still end up with Villa being top of Christmas. Who knows?
Sure could.
Niall, can you get Darren, Mark, and you on one stream? We will be doing that. That's
we'll give it a shot. All right, we're very busy people, Jack.
I have to spread these guys around to get these shows in. These guys are flat out. Mark's flat out in retail. Darren was flat out. Family getting ready for Christmas. The whole thing. We're looking to be doing.
Here's Morris having a jab at me.
Stats don't matter, Niall. Don't be coming at me with the second best defense nonsense.
Morris loves an L stat. Loves an L stat. Now, again, stats
he's coming at me. He's coming at me there.
No, he's not. He's 100% coming at me. Stats don't matter, Niall. That's what he's saying to you. Niall, stats don't matter. Don't be coming at me with the second. That's exactly who he's coming at. Because we've had this recently, and I had to tell him, Morris, stop with stats, will you? Please now. Watch football with your eyes, not with stats. You can tell whether a guy is a good footballer or not just based on, what his fucking expected XG is and shit like that. Cop on now, come on. Don't be at that. Morris is playing Moneyball at home in the gaff all day long. Like 100%.
Acers. Liverpool 4-1. I'd be happy
with
that. That would make me Christmas. Let's do some Christmas karaoke.
Check if you just open a selection box. What's going on here?
Absolutely.
It's the sugar levels. Flip-flop
McCummins.
What's going on here?
That's on the back of last week. Last week being a small club, this week going to beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Doesn't mean they're not a small club, just because they turn in a performance and just because they have a better midfield than Liverpool. Jesus.
Darren, you're first on the karaoke. Salah, I'd say Darren will be spouting out a few tunes about this time tomorrow night, I'd say. Salah going to rip Arsenal left-hand side a new asshole. Let's see.
What about Zinchenko? Zinchenko not have a go off Salah now?
No, he ain't. Don't be ridiculous.
No? Really?
That's not a matchup at all.
And oh man, what happened there? And you see, I kind of think Zinchenko's the kind of guy who will trouble Salah. Because Salah doesn't love physicality.
Salah will twist him up. Salah will twist him up like a game of Christmas twister.
I don't know. I reckon Zinchenko absolutely leather in the first few minutes and put the boot in him.
What do you mean Zinchenko anyway? Zinchenko probably inverts into midfield and isn't seen at the back of the defence again for most of the game. The chances of Zinchenko being the guy to keep Salah quiet, doubt it. I'm thinking more probably Gabriel.
That's gonna be happening on both sides. So Zinchenko and Trent doing a man marking job on each other, the left back and the right back.
Once they both invert in,
they'll be playing a game of tag in the centre circle.
What about Salah versus Gabriel? I know you have certain comments about Gabriel at times.
I don't have certain comments. Gabriel is shy.
Okay, because that's what the matchup could be.
I am not a fan of Gabriel at all. Not at all. I think he's David Luiz with a shaved head. Not a fan of Gabriel at all. I gotta be honest. I still can't believe he gets in. I think the only one thing I would say is, for me, the only reason he gets in at centre back is because they don't have a right back. If they had a right back, I think White would go in at centre back with Saliba, and you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see Gabriel. And when Timber comes back from the injury and he goes in at right back, it'll be White that comes back in.
Love it. That's not getting ready for Christmas in a Santa skirt. Jack, that's
a bit weird, Jack. It's a bit weird,
Jack. Easy, Jack. Easy. Points and wins are stats. XG, not at all. Absolutely. Being on the bong lately, Darren, can't see it behind you, mate. I don't know what this bong thing is at all. Zinchenko is piss poor. There we go. Now we're talking. There we talking now.
I don't think Zinchenko's piss poor. I'll tell you what, I'd have two Zinchenkos over a fucking Gabriel any day of the week.
He'll be in the middle of the park crying war when Salah scores.
Jesus Christ.
Right in the middle of that huddle. Zinchenko must have Belmont music in his mind every time Salah goes past him. Can you imagine? Darren, get an afro.
It's not miles away at the minute, Jack.
Don't know about that. Just to let you know, folks, the match ended 1-1. Danny Welbeck on 82 minutes and Jordan Ayew just on half-time, 45 minutes. 1-1. Not a good day for De Serbi. Maybe Morris is right.
Maybe he is a fraud. Maybe you're right, Morris.
Here's trouble now. Ted is in. How angry is Dazzler that he lost his fantasy football points last week due to the game being written off?
Extremely annoyed. I did get David Reyes 6 points, though. He replaced Areola for me, and I got Diaby in for Solanke. So actually, in the end, I was up 2 rather than being down 6.
Very good. Interesting. 1 versus 1 tennis stream next week. Imagine, we get out the 2, those Nintendos with the tennis rackets. 7 watching and only 2 likes. Yeah, get the finger out, folks. Start liking the video. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
7 watching and only 2 likes. Good Lord, it's Christmas. What more do we have to do for you?
Jack, Jack should be live streaming this to all his little mates now. Sending this around in the WhatsApp groups. Getting us bleeding subscriptions there. Come on, Jack. Sort it out, pal.
Wolves versus Chelsea. Your Christmas Eve game, lunchtime.
At least we have something to put the kids to sleep early. In fairness, Chelsea weren't that bad the other night against Newcastle. There was signs of life, and I think there was even more signs of life when the boy in Kunku came off the bench. I think he did as much in the 20 minutes he was on as maybe Sterling did in the first 70, you know. Big fan of the boy in Kunku, looking forward to seeing him. And with our boy Haaland being out at the minute, I have drafted Nkunku in. He's a very nice price. He's almost half the price of Haaland. He's not going to score anywhere near what Haaland scores, but at half the price, I'll take half the goals and it'll do me. Thanks very much for your help.
Santa will be opening that big sack with 3 points for Wolves, says Morris. Jack is on the roar. Joanna's gone Wolves 1, Chelsea 2.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will nick it as well, Joanna. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, it's good shout. Good shout. Right, that's it.
They
for the
may be
Premier
in one
League.
of my bets now.
They may be.
Do we look a bit red?
No, you look fine. You look
I
grand.
did a sunbed earlier in preparation for the wedding tomorrow, you know.
Sunbeds and all. Does this bride and groom appreciate the efforts that you're going to?
6 minutes in heaven I had lying down. It was lovely. The cool breeze in my hair.
Oh, you were lying down, were you? You were in one of the... You were in one of the
lie
coffins?
down so I could have a little...
Yeah. The old sandwich makers.
I think I had a little 6-minute toasty in it, and I just... Oh, yeah, lovely. The bounce felt
They're
great
like the old
after.
sandwich makers, aren't they? And then you get up off them and you look like the bars of a prison cell on your back.
It's funny though, isn't it? Like, I get onto it. I was after being out in the cold, felt a bit stiff, whatever. 6 minutes on it, I bounce off it like a young spring lamb. I'm just thinking, I need this heat in my body. Oh, it was delicious.
Used to do them years ago, and then you get up off them and it's like a puddle underneath you and everything, you know.
Sweat everywhere. Yeah,
absolutely.
Love
right,
it.
Carabao Cup. Give me your 2 finalists.
Liverpool and Chelsea.
Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah, I just think with them being two-legged games, you know, had the first tie, the semi-final, the Borough Chelsea game been at the Riverside and hadn't had a second one, I thought maybe. But with it being a home and away, it's not going to work. And then Liverpool again, I think over 2 legs they'll do enough with Fulham. Yeah,
absolutely. Stephen, I don't have it. Your friend there on the screen beside me there has the Ultimate Edition Eddie Guerrero. There you go. In effect,
boom, this one.
That's the one. That is the one. There you go.
Hit me up, Stevie. Hit me up, pal.
Yeah, you look really red. Must be having too much of them. Slow down. Morris has gone for a Liverpool versus Borough final. Will be a throwback. There you go. Let us know, folks, in the chat. What do you think? Who's going to be the final?
If Middlesbrough and Liverpool end up in the final, will Bolos end and play for them? For Borough?
He might have to. Ted's on. Listen, enough of these sunbeds and fake tan. Be proud of the pale-skinned Irish.
I didn't put any fake tan on. My missus was putting fake tan on tonight, like, but I did the bed. And she's doing the fake bake. So
there you go.
Can look well at pictures.
That's what it looks like.
Very good, Acers. Very good.
Ultimate Edition Andre and Toy Master and City Centre, 45 quid Dazzler. That's there already as well.
This one, Ted.
Yeah. Darren literally has these before Mattel even have them the way it's going.
Well, I always have them before Toy Master have them.
Yeah, no, I don't have it, Stephen. It is on the list to get. I'm trying to get at the moment. What was I looking at today? Epic Toys in the UK had the double pack of Demolition and Powers of Pain, the new kind of Hasbro release ones. And they look really, really cool. And they said they had some spare in stock. So I'm in touch with them about getting them at the moment. Yeah, I will get the Eddie one. I have it already. Just wondering, yeah, absolutely huge Eddie fan. Who isn't an Eddie fan? Any update on last year's bet?
I am absolutely holding my hands up. 100% holding my hands up, Morris. I am indebted to you in some way, shape or form. And I will make this up to you. But I hold my hands up, Morris. If you can get me an Arsenal jersey big enough, I'll sit here and wear it next week. No problem.
There you go.
No problem at all.
Jack wants to know your skin. Jack wants to know your skincare routine.
I may. What do I use? Oh God, I can't think of what I use. I use something.
I know when we were at Clash of the Castle, we were using number 7 or something, weren't we?
No, we weren't.
I had number
no, remember
7.
I had the tube. I had the tube, sure. I still have the same tube.
I think I had number 7 or something for men.
What's it called? Like what is the tube called? Oh my God, I can't think of the name of the tube. I'm almost going to get up and get it now in a minute. What's it called?
You can update it. You can update us next week.
No, it'll only take a second. I'll Google it. Let's have a look. Go on, keep going. Lex Luger Monday night figure looks mint, sure does.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll double down on the bet. I'll take Villa to finish ahead of United. There you go. There's the double down. Villa to finish ahead of United.
Are they not like 12 points clear with a game in hand or something? Why would they take that bet?
To be consistent.
Oh, give me a bet I can at least win, Morris, will you? Jesus.
Morris, you come up with a bet for next week, Morris, to double down on. And let's see what we come up with. Big up, Henry. What's the crack, Niall? Hi, Dazzler. Merry Xmas to you and your family, and you, Henry. I watched your show earlier, Henry. Your match reaction, was it, to the West Ham game with Jack on Anfield Road TV? Excellent stuff. Well done, my friend. Enjoyed it. Factor 50. Factor 50.
Factor 50. No, that's not the routine. Why can't I think Definitely of it?
Big up chat. And Jack is in ordering the new bond. The new bond. Give us your thoughts. Super League. Lots coming out today about it.
I didn't get to see too much of it.
Well, basically, you know the background to it. The court ruling was today basically saying that they didn't break anything and are entitled to push forward with it. And that you wait. I did see that part. Yeah. So you know that bit, and you basically know kind of the makeup of what they're doing now. It's a number of divisions and this kind of thing. So, I did get a bit of that, but I was still like, I saw you. I was actually out and I was doing a bit, and I got a beep on me watch, and I looked at it, and it was a statement from United, and it was just like, I'm reading it going, why did you bother putting that statement? It was stupid, like. I don't think it's gone away. I think it's always going to rumble on. I think it's going to take a while. So pretty bad for your skin, Ted. Just throwing it out there. I think it's going to take a while for us to see what the next move is going to be. But I think this is going to rumble on. I really do. Do you know my thoughts on this? There's a lot of reaction to this today, obviously, for all sorts of different reasons and stuff like that, and people barking on it. Like, look, we know our feelings on UEFA and FIFA as well. Let's not be honest here. Let's not be parking those two organisations in the corner with angel wings and stuff like that and all, you know. But my general rule is to never discard an offer until you know what the offer is.
100%.
And you have to remember, and people forget that as well, because they think about, say, the Premier League. You know, the Premier League evolved in 1992, and we didn't really know what we were getting into then either. Yeah. It was an interesting move, and I have to say it's really catapulted football in such a way. It's been unbelievable. Now, at times people will turn around and go, at times it's been a detriment, but in general, it's been massive for the game. And I think it's just because this is another change that's coming through. And remember, we have a Champions League that's evolving all the time at the moment as well. It's going to be very different, I think, next season. I think it kicks in. And that's going to be a very different look as well. So I don't know. I'd like to get more information on what it is.
Absolutely. And that's what I said to you. It's you know, it's hard to look at something through clear eyes when you don't know what you're looking at. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to take a little while for it to evolve and stuff like that. How about Gabriel to get more goals than Martial? Gabriel, the centre-back?
I presume so.
But what happens if Martial's sold in January? How's that going to work? We'd have to go from the end of January for that one, Morris.
Or the bet could still stand, because if he goes to Saudi, just rack up his goals in Saudi, be all right.
Nah, you couldn't do that. That wouldn't be fair.
And then Morris could tell you then it's Gabriel Jesus. Not the centre back.
Maybe.
Which I think Martial probably still would get more goals on, but just putting that out there, let's say.
That might be a struggle.
Arsenal no trophies again this season.
Could happen.
Yeah, big up Henry. Appreciate that. Cheers, pal. I done well last week on my predictions. You did, Joanne. I said it to you there the other day on one of the shows.
She copied a lot of mine, I think, didn't she?
She was in and around them. I think she was slightly different insofar as she put in maybe a goal here or there, but she was pretty close with you as well, yeah. But you both did well, actually. You both did very well, actually. Jack, Darren, next live stream you gotta watch. It's the African face paint. Do you know the white dots? No.
Jack, put the bong down, Jack.
I have no idea. take the money was a massive improvement for the Premier League for a good few years, but I think it's now actually becoming negative overall. Yeah, I think, do you know something? I think, do you know what it is? Sometimes maybe something just goes stale and maybe it needs refreshing. Maybe that's what it is and stuff like that. And it's gone through.
It's kind of why men cheating their wives, isn't it, really? So,
potentially. Anyone ever order from Zavi? Absolute scammers. Are they? I don't know.
You've got some stuff off Zavi before. You got them Liverpool pops, remember?
I got the Liverpool pops, yeah. And actually, I just ordered Jurgen Klopp, Luis Diaz, and Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is a Funko Special Edition. There you go.
He's a Funko Special, all right.
Will you see him on Saturday? Will you see him on
I just took him out of my fancy football team.
Bad move.
Just took him out.
He's going to latch them in on Saturday. Watch.
What is he doing? Jack, you've lost it.
Is he talking about that guy? Is he talking about that guy? Remember the guy that Ace Ventura had the scrap with or something? I don't know what he's talking about.
I have no idea.
Jack's preparing for the AFCON. That's what it is. Jack, just to let you know as well, me and Darren generally cover the AFCON as well. Darren, we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to cover this AFCON as well.
It was the highlight of our January last time, wasn't it?
Oh, we had a great fun. We just the talk of like referees and
the AFCON got me through dry January. Fact.
It did, absolutely.
And the only reason it got me through dry January was I hit the fucking drink about 4 days in watching it.
you think we've problems with Premier League referees?
Sorry, I just need to ask this. Will the AFCON have VAR this year, or how will that go?
I don't know. If they have it, do they even use it? It doesn't matter. I think what was one of the matches we were looking at, and there was nearly a riot at it.
Remember your man blew up Remember he blew up the game twice early, 2 times.
Quality. Mad.
More AFCON refereeing coming to you really soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We will enjoy. We will have a good. Our January, it brightens up our January, that's for sure. Anyway, we
sure will.
On the AFCON, it's great. Gakpo should play instead of Darwin. Big call. Could happen.
Big call.
Could happen. How about Timber to outscore Martial?
You can't keep picking Martial if he's not going to be there. That's what I'm saying. Timber doesn't need to play before now the end of the season. What's he talking about?
You sure took the bet? Because
Morris, we will talk through this, Morris. Don't worry.
Converse. Wait, you're going to the AFCON, Darren? Going to watch Egypt and watch his club's owner? I'm lost tonight. By negative, I mean the amount of money now means clubs have so much money they pick up players up so young, and it seems to stop any passion being there by the time they make the first team. Interesting.
I think there's absolutely too much money in youth football, and I think that's one of the things Ted is mentioning. Like, I know there's guys making their debuts in first teams, and they've been playing for the other 21s, and they might be on 3, 4, 6 grand a week, maybe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of them are on 10 grand a week.
Yeah.
And you're like, they don't have to break into the first team to get to big money. They're already on it. They're not on colossal money, but still on 6, 10 grand a week. That's still good money. That's $500,000 a year, maybe. And then they've got performance-related bonuses and stuff. But like, these aren't YTS lads on 250 bills a week looking to get into the first team so they can add to their pay packet. It's very different.
Yeah, it is. It is very different. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I suppose it's one of those things. Is it that there's too much money in it, or is it that the management of that money going into that age group is not being managed properly? Maybe.
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's probably both. Like I'm thinking now. Listen, if someone knocks on your door and wants to sign Brody and offers Wedge.
Yeah, but I just don't think they should be allowed to offer Wedge at that stage. I think, and here's my problem. So for me, I certainly wouldn't be looking at the kind of Wedge he was being offered. For me, it would be more about what's his pathway to get into that first team. I don't want necessarily a kid who goes to a huge club and then falls down the pecking order because he's not getting opportunities. He's not at the right level.
But I think the problem is if that opportunity arises and you're kind of in that kind of mix, the money just follows it anyway, doesn't it? There's very few lads that reach that level if they're knocking on the door that, as you said, don't have a certain amount of wedge.
So, yeah, but I mean, I think it's different. Like if you had increments, if you had increments where, you're a certain age and you get a certain amount of money, almost like an apprenticeship, and every 6 months you do a performance-related review and you get a bit more or whatever and stuff like that. But I just think now it's just so easy for them to go, there's 40 grand a week. And then the kid's like, 40 grand a week? Sure, what the fuck do I try for? I'm on 40 grand a week.
Did Morris tell you about this?
No, he didn't. He's running for the local election.
Yeah, he's running. Yeah. Local election in Kilkenny in June. Absolutely. Yeah. Where's your Santa hat? That's around there somewhere. Don't worry about that.
Not ruining your hair with that.
You got the hair done. You got the hair done for the wedding.
Hair done.
When you think of the players from the 90s, they grew up playing on the local teams and had to play the rough schoolyard game, and it meant kids with real passion and obviously skill got ahead. Yeah, I think, do you know something, Ted? I think a lot of that as well comes from, as Darren said there as well, a lot of it comes from maybe your background and your upbringing and your family circle as well. Because you still see a lot of guys coming through that are on good money. Like you look at, say, the likes of young players that have been coming through, Cole Palmer, for example, who's obviously been on really, really good money. But you can still see he loves his football and stuff like that, and it comes through on the pitch.
Yeah,
so some of those
Cole
guys
Palmer's
still...
not done becoming a footballer yet. He hasn't decided to park it, whereas there's guys his age that have. So you're 100% right is what I'm saying. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
But you know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of that comes from, your family values and your background and how you're brought up and all that kind of stuff and all.
Yeah.
He doesn't come across to me to be the guy that's absolutely stupid with money and stuff like that and all,
There's quite a bit of upset over Cole Palmer. Did I talk to you about this?
No.
So Cole Palmer's from apparently 4 miles from Old Trafford and grew up a United fan. Signed for City and is now in London. And there's a lot of United fans not very happy over this because they're like, why are kids from our local area, our local district, our local community, A, why are they signing for City? And B, why haven't we got tabs on them? And the first thing I heard was, this would have never happened under Fergie.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Probably not, but then I suppose you could probably say that, but I wonder if you were able to teleport both positions now. Like if you were able to have, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but if you were able to have Man United at that time with Fergie up against Pep with City at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might have a different kind of slant on it and stuff
Maybe.
like that. And all. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I just think it's as everything football evolves and stuff like that. I think the real problem that Joanne and that Ted and all we're all talking about here is the fact that, like, nearly the starting level for these kids going in now is 10, 15, 20 grand a week, you know what I mean? And then
huge problem.
Of course it escalates massively then and stuff like that. You show any promise at all, you're on 100 grand and then you're on 200 grand and then you look at the boy Rashford, of course, who's now on 325, 350 grand or whatever it is. And Rashford, you know what I mean? But you know how he's escalated up through the Man United system and stuff like that. And,
the speedboat with no brain.
That's it. Head down and run.
Anyway, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is our buddy coming back tonight?
No.
Watch me window. Look at me curtain starting to blow. El Nino, is he on the way back?
He could be all right, yeah. They said it could potentially run all the way through to Saturday. I hope it doesn't now because
so do I. Get me hair messed tomorrow.
I was up this morning at 3, 4 and 5.
Outside. The dog's going bananas with the wind.
Dogs were going bananas, but also those plastic shed things I have and stuff like that. No.
Yeah.
Man, absolutely nightmare.
Not good.
Nightmare. Not good. Didn't serve me well. Will we get into our bets?
We sure can, Will I go first?
Rattle off there, yeah.
Right, hang on. What have we got? We've incrementals here. We've got that one. Oh, hang on, that one. Right, we'll start at the bottom and we'll end at the top. How about that one?
Not a problem. Sounds good.
I've gone with 3 cheeky away wins.
3 cheeky away wins. Okay.
Man United
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
And Arsenal.
You won't be picking up that one then.
14-1. It's not bad for a treble.
Okay.
Not happy with that, you know. Not happy with that.
I can't say I have, no.
Okay. We'll go to the next tier on the ladder, or the next step on the ladder.
Okay.
Okay. Ollie Watkins, anytime.
Oh, I have to bring up my one here as well, so I can go ahead. Yeah.
Number 2, I've gone for Bruno, coming back from his ban. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna round out with Richarlison against Everton for Tottenham. And that's 18-1 for the treble. Ollie Watkins, Richarlison, and Bruno Fernandes. That's probably my favourite of the three. And then I'm going to round out with a nice little 25-1 to finish.
Yeah.
Villa and both to score. Fulham and both to score. Spurs and both to score. 25-1.
Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, I'll just flick through some of these comments. It is Acer's time for a change. London's head office not calling you for upgrade. Jack is in.
Jesus.
I have a storm in Merseyside and it was vital walking in this morning. Yeah, it was crazy. Right, I'll give you my three. I'll start off then. I picked out 4 draws for you, and the 4 draws are worth.
Okay, so the 4 draws, you definitely did the game that's just finished 1-1.
Well, let me give you the odds first. I didn't pick anything from tonight.
Did you not?
No, it's 183-1 this one, by the way. So you'll get your Christmas present shopping money back off this one potentially. Right,
for who?
Give me
For who?
For us if it comes in.
Jesus.
Right, so 4 draws.
So 4 draws. So you've, because of the price, yeah.
Yeah.
You've definitely got Chelsea and United in it.
I have West Ham, Man United. Yeah, as a draw.
And Wolves, Chelsea?
No.
Okay.
So I went for West Ham, Man United.
Yes.
I went for Luton versus Newcastle.
Okay.
I went for
which I called as a draw earlier as well.
Yeah. I went for Forest versus Bournemouth.
Which I also called for a draw.
And I went for Tottenham versus Everton.
That's where I'd see a little bit of difficulty.
And that wasn't the longest odds, that last one either.
No, they wouldn't be. No, I'd say probably the Newcastle Luton game would be the biggest one, was it?
They're about the same.
Yeah.
3-1, the draw. So there you go. So that pays a massive 184-1 for that one. So
10 on that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Nothing crazy. It's not crazy.
No.
So then crazy. I went for 4 goal scorers paying 78-1.
Okay.
So one I kind of gave.
Well, one was Ollie Watkins. We know that.
No. No. I took Ollie Watkins out this week. Yeah. Ollie Watkins I took out this week. I went for Stephen in the chat. I went for Kudus against Man United.
Okay.
I went for Big Dom Solanke, Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
I grinded my teeth on this one. Richarlison, I had to put in for Spurs. Only because he's up against the old team, and this sometimes happens.
No. You know, there's a few he's had a little nibble at me over Richarlison. Richarlison's just starting to come good now.
No.
After Kane leaving the building and his injury run and stuff like that, Richarlison's starting to hit his straps now, and you're all gonna have to eat humble pie, my boys. Don't worry, I'll be here for it.
I still don't like him.
Oh, you don't like him? You just poo-pooed him as a footballer, though.
And then I rounded it out with Mo Salah, who I know loves a goal against Arsenal.
Loves a goal against Arsenal.
So there you go. So you got Kudus, Solanke, Richarlison, and Mo Salah. That's the 4, and that will give you 78-1.
That's a nice bet for 80-1. That's a real nice bet.
Not bad.
No, sure isn't.
hurt me. And then I did a little bet builder for the big game, the Liverpool Arsenal game. So it's 12-1. Not great odds on this, obviously. But I did Liverpool to win, Mo Salah to score, both teams to score, yes, and Trent Alexander-Arnold to either score or assist.
Or to not be in the right back position when Arsenal score from the left hand side.
Him and Sinchenko will be going at it in the centre circle. You don't have to worry about it.
I challenge you to a duel.
The talk at the
In the
moment is
centre
that Joe Gomez might go in there and Trent might go in as the 6.
Jesus.
Well, last night.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Go on.
I think the gambling companies really, really put the boot into us with these bet builders. Like, you see these bet builders, right? You need 4, 5, 6, 7 legs to get 10, 12 to 1 out of something. Do you know, like, now I know some of them can be easy enough, whereas somebody to commit a foul or, something light like that. But the odds aren't very good. Like, you're looking at somebody to commit a foul and it's 1 to 7. You got to add 4 or 5 of them in there to nearly get, even money. And you're like, what is this about? This is a really clever thing that the betting companies have done. I would be steering 150 miles away from bet builders because I think the odds are really poor. And I think, you're much better off with, a couple of draws or a goal scorer bet or a strike, something like that. I don't like the bet builders.
Do you know why I like doing them? Because they're just a bit of fun.
They absolutely are.
They're fun to do because there's a lot of different permutations and stuff you can do and stuff like that. And it's just a bit of fun. And I know in our WhatsApp group as well, you'll see Ted and you'll see Greg and all hanging on for someone to get a yellow card or someone to commit a foul or something like that. And, the tension when you have 4 or 5 of them up and you're waiting on that one is pretty cool.
Landis and DCU are looking for a store manager.
Is
that the most random thing?
Acer's looking after Morris. Does I challenge you to a duel on EA Sports FC on Boxing Day or day after? Don't think me and Darren don't. You don't. Do you play it? Do you play? Do you play it much?
Play a bit of PS5, yeah. Play a bit of EAFC.
Yeah, there you go.
Just played earlier on, actually.
Might have to do a live stream with Jack on that if you're going to hammer him in it.
I have a really good Ultimate Team. Jack would be scared shitless if he seen my Ultimate Team. My Ultimate Team is very, very good.
Morris is telling us Arsenal's last win at Anfield, 2012, Cazorla and
Podolski.
And he's telling us here even further, Jenkinson, Diaby, Arteta, and Vito Manone all started.
Jesus Christ.
Go. How times have changed. Stephen's Day fixtures preview.
Bit soon. We'll struggle.
Bit soon. We'll put something in. I'll do a little short video or something on that because Richarlison is my heart. Absolutely. Anytime goal scorer would Dazzler like to guess the players' games are Newcastle versus Luton. Anytime goal scorer from Ted.
Callum Wilson.
It's 86-1. So Callum Wilson.
86-1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying there. Yeah, 86-1.
Right, Callum Wilson.
Chelsea versus Wolves. Yeah.
Cole Palmer. Spurs, Everton. I think he's gonna have to bring some huge odds out from somewhere. Right, Callum Wilson. Cole Palmer. I'm gonna go. Here's the kicker. I'm gonna go Dwight McNeil for Everton.
Or Onana. Onana's in good form at the moment. He's after scoring. Did he score 3 in the last 3 games or something like that, Onana? For Everton? He's done something crazy. He has.
Dwight McNeil.
No, I know you're saying Dwight McNeil, but I'm saying Onana off Everton. I think has he not scored 3 in the last 3 games or something, Onana, or something stupid? Something absolutely crazy.
No. Hang on.
He has.
Definitely hasn't. Okay, he got 1 against Burnley.
Yeah. I think he has. He's been on a run, I think.
He didn't get anything against Chelsea.
Has he been assisting or something then or something as well?
And he didn't get any in the win against Newcastle either.
There you go. That's what I know. Then there you
So
go.
yeah, that
He was
sounded really strange to me there now.
I think did he get 2 assists or something like that?
I doubt
in
it.
the game they won 3-0 or something like that. I think he got 2
He's
assists.
an engine. He's box to box, but he's not very creative. God bless him. So listen, I'm going Callum Wilson, Cole Palmer, Dwight McNeil, and Declan Rice.
Declan Rice. I'll slap any of you in EAFC. There you go.
I don't think you would, Ted.
There you go. You gotta start streaming this stuff, lads. Wait, I'm on Xbox One. And if you're on PS5 as EA Sports crossplay, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it would be grand.
Isaac, Sterling, Le Pigeon, which is Richarlison, I presume, is it? And Saka. That's not a stretch for 86
not a stretch for 86 to 1. Where's getting them odds from?
That's great odds, Ted.
Jesus. Tedward. Where'd you get them odds from?
That's great odds. Richarlison looks like a Brazilian.
Jesus.
That's why I would score the most naughtiest bicycle kick against you, the best one you have ever seen in the universe. He seen that a few weeks ago with Garnacho, didn't he?
True that.
Who's getting the Ireland job, lads? Darren, did you get the season ticket?
Stop talking, Morris.
Don't know who was getting the Ireland job. They were interviewing a number of people, weren't they?
I absolutely don't have Aaron Ramsdale in goal. I have Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
He's 90 rated. He's phenomenal. Who's getting the Ireland job? I 110%. I 110% think we're going to give it to the boy Anthony Barry.
Niall, have you heard my vid before?
My vivid before?
No.
Voice?
No, I haven't, Jack. I haven't.
Bet365. I had a feeling it wasn't Paddy Power.
That sounds like that was a new account with odds boosted and everything, was it, Ted?
Yeah, sure was.
You never mind. EA Sports is crossplay. There you go. That's all. I will try and arrange something, and I will try to Twitch stream it. Yeah, that'd be good crack. Good fun. Something to do over the Christmas or something like that. There you go, folks. Another show. Want to wish you all a very happy. Want to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a safe Christmas. Enjoy everything. I hope Santa brings you everything that you want.
Absolutely.
We won't be here on Monday for a Monday mashup, obviously. But I'll go
Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day.
Absolutely. But I will be back on Wednesday, as I said. And we'll do that show at 9 o'clock then, Darren, the Collector Show.
Lovely. I'll put it in the diary, Niall.
So if you are out there, folks, if you want to send on 5 images of your 5 favourite pieces.
Can we just talk about CM Punk again as well, though? It's just great, isn't it?
We can
just talk about CM Punk. It's just great, isn't it?
I've lost count the amount of CM Punk stuff I've sold in the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous.
You're going to be sending CM Punk royalty checks, will you?
He truly is the best merchandise seller in the world. Without a doubt.
Everybody's got a price.
Keep on doing what you're doing, Phil Brooks. Do not dare get upset or annoyed or cause any hassle. Just keep on going the way you're going. Those are All Blacks are playing Ireland next November.
This is true.
So, do one at 1 a.m. on Monday. That won't be happening.
Jesus.
Happy Christmas, lads, and congrats on this year. Let's smash it next year. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's one of the good guys, Morris. He likes a bit of cheap heat, but he's one of the good guys. He's always there to support us on the channel and stuff like that, which we greatly appreciate, Niall, yeah?
100%, yeah. We appreciate everyone in the chat.
Sure
do. I will be on the Baileys, Jack, but it's not the Baileys. It's called Ballycastle, and I get it out of Aldi, and they do salted caramel and chocolate. They do Reese's peanut butter, and they do white chocolate, which is like Milky Way. And I will be having a selection of those.
And what do you do to the Jacks the next morning after it?
I don't know, but I don't worry about that at the time.
Oh, no. Jesus.
Oh, tell you, man. Tell you. BMW, a Baileys, a Malibu, and a whiskey. There you go. That's the secret for this Christmas, folks. Enjoy. That's my tip. Punk is the best 100%. For business. He's the best for my business, that's for sure. What's the crack? Have a good Christmas. And you,
did you have the glass over one there?
No.
What did he say?
Oh, did I miss one? Yeah. That's what's going to be on the gin. Jesus. Good
I don't drink gin, Jack. I don't like it at all. It's not my cup of tea.
Comedic values in. How's it going, guys? Really good. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping into
Love
the chat.
I love his graphic there. It's like the
Yeah.
only Phils and Horses thing. Very good. I like it.
Very, very cool. Absolutely.
Right.
Right, I'm going to try an Aldi cheap mania. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah. Tell you, Aldi's great for some of that strange and wonderful stuff. My mum was working on Boxing Day, sadly. Not
What's she
easy.
look like, Jack?
But my dad is off work for all that week. There you go. And the Daz is
Ask
in.
Jack
Dazzler, hope you
Jack
win
to
Saturday.
post a picture of Mammy in the comments, will you?
Dazzler, hope you win Saturday. Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting. There you go. Right, folks, cheers. As always, hit a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Support all the channels in the chat as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will be back before the new year because we'll be back next Thursday, I presume, for the show as well, leading into the New Year's games. But until next time, folks, stay safe. Enjoy your Christmas. Don't eat too much chocolate, and certainly not more than me and Dazzler anyway, that's for sure. And we will talk to you
Won't be
again.
difficult to eat more than me now, I have to be honest with you.
Tell you, I'm the champ. I'm the champ.
You're going to keep up your end of the bargain. I won't.
Do you know how far I went? Do you know that runner I showed you that I got done for the island?
You haven't got it all full of chocolate, have you?
Man, I went out and I got a big chocolate cake that's in the shape of a champagne bottle. I got a couple of those chocolate Yule logs. Man, I am pushing it out. There's 3 tins of chocolate Kimberley on the floor there. They get visited sometimes during the night with a glass of milk. It's all good. It's all good. If I'm going down smiling. Until next time, folks. Pleasure as always. Cheers, pal.